In this episode, I want to talk to you about the broker fees, mortgage broker fees. How much should you, as a mortgage broker, financial services professional, charge your clients? It's a debate and a conversation and a question that always comes up inside my communities. And I think it's one that gets a bit carried away. You almost want to get the popcorn out and, sit back and just watch the comments and the negativity and the positivity and the arguments and the debates between the fee-free brokers and the brokers who charge a fee. And it just happens all the time. I might actually have a little look inside my community and see how many times this communication and conversation has happened. But I want to share something with you today that got me thinking after seeing this so many times. And I think, I often get called out and critiqued over the fact that I pitch that it's very achievable and very sustainable for a mortgage broker to earn £250,000 a year in turnover and gross sales. Now, the reason, I've said this before, but for clarity, the reason why I talk about 250,000 is because I've done the maths. I've achieved it, and there's ways in which you can achieve it too. But the advantage is the fact that you can then have a personal six-figure income. Yes, you yourself can take home after taxes £100,000 a year. Now, for some of you, you might not want £100,000 a year. But I would hope for the ones that this reaches out to, which is the type of clients that I want within the academy, the type of clients that I love to work with, are the aspirational ones. £100,000 is a life-changing amount. It is an amount that gives you social mobility. It enables you to safeguard the future of your family, to invest in property, to not just be living hand to mouth every single month, worrying about cash flow. If you think £10,000 a month, £833 33 pence, or £8,333 and 33 pence into your bank every single month, what difference would that make to your life, your holidays, your car, your mortgage, your charity donations, the free time that you can spend with your family? And that's why I preach the 250,000, because it's about setting the goals and setting the vision for you and your business. Now, I only practice and preach what I know works from my experience. I've been in the industry since 2003. I was at Alexander Hall, where we charged £500. I was at Connell's, where we didn't charge anything. I was at Woolwich, where we didn't charge anything. I was at a brokerage in 2005, which I helped build, where we used to charge between £2,000 to £2,500 on adverse credit right to buy mortgages. We used to cover some fees out of that stuff. And when the credit crunch happened and I built my insurance brokerage for 7 years up until 2015, I did a few mortgages, but not a lot. And with my personal experience of finding self-employed mortgages as a niche, moving home, having had two self-cert mortgages, and the bank turned around to me and saying, no, you can't move because you haven't earned enough in salary and dividends. Well, I had retained profit. So long story short, I downsized my almost seven-figure brokerage, insurance brokerage, and started again January 2016, focusing on mortgages. Now, when I first started doing it, probably the first handful that I did, I probably didn't charge a fee because I didn't feel confident in charging a fee. I then felt, right, let's put 500 quid in. And these were, inquiries that were coming to me. I did use an ad agency to generate some Google leads for me in the early phases of 2016, and I felt confident to charge 500 quid. Then it went to 600 quid, then it went to 750, then it went to £1,000. I even tested trying £1,500 on application, and it's just not possible. So a lot of what I talk about is through trial and error and experience. And I've got a broker in my business at the moment who is nigh on brand new, and I'm reworking our process to benefit her so that she can feel confident in being able to, do a strategy call, as I call it, with a client. and pitch the fee with confidence, which means doing a 2-stage strategy call where I can do one in 5 to 30 minutes, depending on who the client is, and win the business as a result. Now, the fee debacle, what we're talking about, the fee debacle, the shouldn't I charge a fee? The how much should I charge? Oh, but the brokers in my area don't charge anything. Oh, but the brokers in my area charge £295. I can't charge £495. Let me tell you this now. It is your business. And you have to build your business based on how you want it to look. And the best place to start with that, which is the first thing that I do with all of my mentees, is what does your perfect life look like? Because you can't create something if you don't know what you're creating. You get in the car when you're going on a journey that you don't know, and we have the luxury now of putting a postcode into the satellite navigation. And the satellite navigation dictates whether you go the shortest route or the farthest route, depending on how you've got that technology set up. And it doesn't matter whether you hit traffic, whether you get rerouted, the destination always remains the same. The roller coaster, you go up and down, you go round and round, but you always end up back at the start where you began because the destination is there. And this is the whole point around the fee side of things. For me, I feel confident having a niche, having done content marketing, knowing that clients are coming to me, that we can charge the fees that we do because of the brand authority that we have as a business and the partnerships and the relationships that we have as a business. Now, that's going to be very different to somebody who's starting out at the beginning of their journey. And as I said, I've got a startup broker who's not been doing it that long, who we're coaching and mentoring, and we do things very differently with her. But she still is going to stick to our fee structure. We just rework the process to work around her skills and expertise and knowledge, which is still growing. So the thing that you have to do when you want to decide how much you need to charge for your business is Excel spreadsheets. I live my life and have done utilizing Excel spreadsheets. You have to be able to justify to yourself where you feel comfortable. And in your heart's heart when you're not congruent. If you're trying to sell a £2,000 fee and you don't think you're worth it, then you're not going to be doing that with conviction. The thing that I believe you need to look at is, within our terms of business, we have categories. Let's just call it employed, self-employed, adverse credit, portfolio landlord and commercial, for argument's sake. And each one of those has a set fee that we will potentially charge. We charge more up front because we don't really charge clients once they're an existing client for PTs and remortgages, because it becomes much easier. The first mortgage you do with somebody is much, much harder. So getting them onto the books, building the relationship, getting in all the paperwork, not having a fact find fully completed, not having details on their life or an understanding. I would always charge, and we do charge more for the first mortgage than we do for any subsequent mortgages. But the point of the matter is, you need to understand your vision. You need to understand your goals. You need to understand your personal, financial, aspirational goals. You became self-employed, a business owner, an entrepreneur, to do things a certain way, to build a business on your terms, to have more freedom and autonomy. And if you haven't got freedom and autonomy, then that's 9 times out of 10 going to come down to a few things. It's going to be you've got too many leads and you haven't got enough people on your team. It's going to be you're not earning the money that you feel you need to be earning. You could be at the beginning of the journey where you're waiting for your pipeline in order to be able to build. But this is the thing. You need to know what you are building. Spreadsheets run my financial goals. I know what my team's targets are, and I say to them, how much do you want to earn in the next 12 months? Our job is to help you achieve it. Off of the back of that, that becomes the business, part of the business overall goals. I have a vision in relation to how the company works. I have a vision and a goal income target that I feel is satisfactory to go on 3 or 4 holidays a year. I would love to take the whole of August off and go and work abroad from a villa and have, a morning working and an afternoon playing with the kids and swimming and living abroad. I'd love to make sure that I can take every half term off. You can't do that when you're a one-person army. My kids are 3. I've got 3 kids underneath the age of 8. And it's about sitting down and saying, in 12 months' time, what do I want my life to look like? What do I want to do at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock? Mapping that out. And then you can start to build it. You know, when you think about a tattoo artist, they draw the outline first, and the outline goes on. Then they start to colour and shade and design and make it look pretty. It's exactly the same. You have to build the outline for what you want your business and your life to look like. Doesn't matter what other people are charging as a broker fee, as a fee. It's down to what you feel you are worth and what you charge. And the simple way in which you begin to look at that is you look at it from a point of view of how much do you want to earn per mortgage? How much is your time worth? You know, if someone wanted to do a mortgage with me versus probably one of my team, I would charge more. But that's just the way in things work. Do you not think it would be more expensive for Richard Branson to book your flight onto Virgin Airlines than it would for somebody who he's paid to do that job? Do you not think it would be worth more to, or pay, you would pay more to work with Tony Robbins than you would to work with one of his coaches? Or, you know, would it cost you more to be managed, for Alex Ferguson to manage your football team than your current football manager? It's the way in which things work. The difficulty within the financial services industry, which is where I feel most of you will struggle or have conflict, not struggle, that's the wrong word, have conflict, is the fact that we get paid a procuration fee by the mortgage lender. And it's ironic in the sense that person buying £1 million mortgage or wanting £1 million mortgage can probably afford to pay you more than somebody getting £100,000 mortgage. But that's where you need to have consistency in the fees that you are ultimately charging. And I charge the same to £100,000 as I do to £1 million. I don't believe in the percentages. I think that's realistically wrong. It seems to be done a lot in the commercial space rather than the residential and, you know, the buy-to-let kind of space. But just having a terms of business with your fee structure outlined that you stick to. Some mortgages are going to be more difficult than others. And it's about understanding those categories and being able to present a fee that you feel congruent with. That's the most important thing. But it also comes down to looking at your spreadsheet and saying, right, what's my income need to look like in the next 12 months? Right, how do I break that income down? How many mortgages do I need to do? How many fees do I need to do? What's my average mortgage? What's my conversion rate on my protection and my average premium? Once you can then map that out, you can say, right, how many deals do I need to do on a weekly basis? And how many leads do I need in order to support those deals? Because I would much rather do £1 million mortgage than 10 £100,000 mortgages. And there is enough business to go around for absolutely everybody. But it's about, what do you want your personal income to be? And if you want to hit £10,000 a month, which my goal is to help all of my mentees achieve that, because it's a life-changing sum that you can do with balance. I've done it since 2016, and I've been able to support, you know, my team grow the business, remove myself from the day-to-day, and I have taken a pay cut now because I'm reinvesting back into the business. But it's about setting your stall out. Your business is your business. The income that you earn is the income that you need to earn. And you need to work out what your fee needs to be and what you want to earn per mortgage. You know, you may choose, you could say, right, I want to earn a minimum of £1,000 per mortgage, which just means if you're doing a residential at £100,000, you're going to get 350 quid. That therefore means that you need a £650 broker fee. Now, does that mean that when you do £1 million mortgage, you don't charge them a fee because you're getting way more? No. This is where you have consistency. Just set your stall out and say, I'm working to £500 as a broker fee. That figure makes a massive difference. You do not lose referrals. You do not lose recommendations. You do not lose anything. If anything, the people who are buying larger mortgages, I actually find value it much, much more, because what it enables you to do by charging a fee, if you're earning an extra £500 off of every mortgage that you're potentially doing, and you're doing, you know, 50 or 100 mortgages a year, that enables you to invest in a PA. That enables you to invest in 2 PAs. That enables you to invest in a marketing assistant. That gives you time, that gives you freedom, that allows you to go on holiday and not have to answer the phone every single day. That means that you're not trapped and you've just gone and created yourself another job. You are self-employed. You are building a business round it. And people will pay for good service in today's day and age. To be fair, I would actually argue that good service is now almost an expectation of many. And that should almost be a God-given. But it's about how you wow them. Are you sending out completion cards? Are you sending them a gift? Are you making sure that you're getting a hamper? That you're doing a hamper? Have you got the team to maintain contact and do annual contact when their home insurance comes up for a review? Are you finding out, have they got future plans for babies? Have you got an opportunity to, build further relationships, actually have friendships with these people for longer than 3 to 6 months that it takes to buy the property that they're moving into? All of these things can only be achievable when you earn enough per sale. I actually think personally that every mortgage should be a minimum of £2,000 income. That's what I've worked out on our spreadsheets. That's what I've worked out and spoke to my advisors about. And I do employ advisors based on the income that they want to earn because it's the easiest metric to manage. It's the easiest metric to say, it's all well and good doing 50 mortgages a month and 70 mortgages a month and 3,000 mortgages a year and blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't pay the bills. The larger organisations, some of the estate agents, love to work on that numbers model. And behind the scenes, the reason why they're working on that numbers model is because they know 10 mortgages a month at an average of £1,000 means that their brokers are doing £10,000 a month. They can then multiply those numbers out. But I can tell you, when I worked at Alexander Hall in London, we had a target and it was £4,000 a week. Didn't care how you did it. They cared about what your conversion ratio of protection to mortgage is, but they didn't care how you got your 4,000. The target was £4,000. The reason why? £4,000 pays your bills. £4,000 pays your lifestyle, pays your petrol. It puts food on the table. It enables you to go on holidays, live a life, do the things that you want to do. The number of mortgages is irrelevant. Work smarter, not harder. If you can only do £80,000 mortgages because of the area that you're in and the relationships that you are building, this is where I am so passionate about teaching you how to build a personal brand, because people will pay for you more than they will pay for somebody else. Knowing who your ideal customer is so that you can attract the people that you really want to work with that are going to pay your worth. Showing you how to gain their attention, utilising all the methods that are free on social media, and then how sales has changed so that you can actually convert them from social media into your database to build an email list, because every single one of you needs to build an email list. And this is why we can consistently charge the fees that we charge. They've increased over time. If you're new, then yes, you're going to have to start off charging less, but the more cases you work on, the more confident you'll become, the more you can start to value your time. And it comes back to, once again, what's your vision? What's your spreadsheet tell you? What's your ideal life look like? Private education, holidays, cars, petrols, savings, investments, food on the table, trips out with the kids, extracurricular activities. All of these things should be factored into your personal life, into your goals and dreams and aspirations and wishes. Unfortunately, money is a value exchange. The more value you bring to the world, the more money you will naturally make. And it's vital that you base your spreadsheets, your business, based on profit, then expenditure, then turnover. You build from the ground up. What do you want your life to look like? And you build and charge the fees that you feel comfortable with, that mean that you're going to get the results in your personal life that you want. Doesn't matter what anybody else in your area, anyone else in your region, anyone else on social media, anyone else in the communities that we have is charging. You need to do what's congruent with you. And this is why social media is so key, why content marketing is so key, because When you build a personal brand, when you put yourself out there, you become the logical choice. And providing you understand how to do the strategy call effectively, providing you have enough knowledge to present and pitch correctly to the client and instill that confidence in them that you are the right person to solve their problem, fee is never really an issue. There's always an upper ceiling to what people will pay. I know £1,000 is the maximum that we will be able to charge at any point up until application, but we can put an offer fee in there if we really want to. You've got to change your thought process. You've got to re-look at the business. You've got to. This is why within the academy we go through, vision, marketing, process, people, sales, overall business model. Because it doesn't matter what my business model is. It works for me and my life and my vision, and more importantly, my team's life, because my business model is built off of the back of their business models. And we're going to be 10 advisors within the next couple of months. Your business model, no matter what size you are at, the vision part, the first month in the academy is about setting that stall out, defining where the postcode destination is going to be, and then we work on making it a reality. And I believe that all of you should be aiming for £250,000 a year as a turnover, because that will give you a 6-figure personal income, which is life-changing, and it's also why you do the job that you do. It gives you the time, the freedom to do more of the things with who you love, when you love. Hope that helps and inspires you. I'd love to know what you think, so keep the comments coming. Feel free to share this video with anyone you think that it might be beneficial to. Have a fantastic day. And remember, now's the time to become pro.